Hey, Catalina Foothills Church, this is Rob Pendley, and I am pinch hitting for John Stone this week. And we're going to look at Psalm chapter 5. It's a wonderfully rich passage, and some have summarized it like this, that it is the prayer of a man who is desperate and yet confident in a holy and loving God. And so here it is, verses 1 through 12, the entire psalm. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my God and my King. For to you do I pray. O Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I prepare a sacrifice for you, and I watch. For you're not a God who delights in wickedness. Evil may not dwell with you. The boastful shall not stand before your eyes. You hate all evildoers. You destroy those who speak lies. Yahweh abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. But I, through the abundance of your steadfast love, I will enter your house. I will bow down toward your holy temple in the fear of you. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness. Because of my enemies, make your way straight before me. For there's no truth in their mouth. Their inmost self is destruction. Their throat is an open grave. They flatter with their tongue. Make them bear their guilt, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Because of the abundance of their transgressions, cast them out, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exult in you. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover them with favor as with a shield. And there's a lot here for you to think on. I'll just touch on a couple of things. The first is, notice how this psalmist, and you've been there, I've been there, is crying out for the attention of God, and he has it. Give ear to my words. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry. These are not simply formal prayers, but the very cries of his heart. And he helps himself to focus on who God is, that he has the confidence that God is listening. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my King and my God. Do you hear the psalmist rooting himself in who his God is, the King over all? We have the very ear of the Lord of heaven and earth. Now, in this psalm, the writer mentions about all of the wickedness that's happening in the world, both extended and around him, and he knows himself to be part of the wickedness. He says in verse 7, I, through the abundance of your steadfast love, I will enter your house. Do you hear? There's no confidence in himself, but he's confident in the steadfast love of God. That it is that steadfast love of God that has transformed the psalmist so that he could say in verse 11, let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exult in you. The psalmist knows that it was God himself who, through his steadfast love, caused the psalmist and causes you and me to love the name of our great God. And so this morning, as you rise, remember that you have the ear of the King of heaven and earth, that you too, because of Jesus, can enter into the refuge of God through his steadfast love and through his steadfast love alone. That we can look in the midst of a broken world and broken lives, we can look to a God who judges justly and who delights to give abundant mercy and grace to those who seek their refuge in him. It is a great thing to be a follower of Jesus Christ and to enter into this Tuesday knowing that the holy and loving God pays attention to us, his beloved children. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you later on this week.